State, southwest Nigeria. It may be better late than never regarding the bad roads that dotted the landscape after coming under heavy criticisms for the alleged neglect of some of the roads in the state. Governor Dapo Abiodun has directed the contractor handling the construction of Denro-Ishashi-Akute road to complete the project in 2 weeks. During the inspection of roads in Ojodu, Akute, Alagbole-Ajuwon and other areas, Governor Abiodun assured residents that his administration will ensure timely rehabilitation and construction of the Denro-Ishashi-Akute and the Alagbole-Ajuwon Agbado Road in Ifo Local Government Area of the state. The governor also assured residents that one side of the Dapo-Abiodun Road will be completed in September. Let's share the story by TVC News. Kazim Olowe with you.
Governor Dapo Abiodun has assured residents of Denro-Ishashi-Akute that their road, which is currently undergoing construction, will soon be completed, as he directed the contractor handling the project to complete it in 2 weeks. The governor, who also visited areas like Ojodu, Abiodun, Ajuwon, Akute, Okearo, among others, said his administration has been working on roads across the 20 local government areas in the state. He said the infrastructure deficit he met on ground when he came on board in 2019 was huge. The governor also said his administration has fixed many roads in Ifo Local Government Area, especially at border communities, but due to the huge level of deficit, people want more.
Today we can brag and say not only have we constructed over 600 kilometers of highway or roads, both interstate, intrastate, inner city roads, but I beat my chest and said there is no local government in Ogun State today that does not have at least 1 or 2 roads that we have reconstructed in the last 5 years, and that is in line with being equitable and fair. So yes, the people in Ifo 2 may be dissatisfied because the certain roads are critical to them. Ifo 2 is our border constituency to Lagos State, so it enjoys a high volume and high concentration of dwellers, particularly those that are living here and working in Lagos. But I want to implore people to be patient with us. We cannot reconstruct all the roads in 3 years. As a matter of fact, no administration can reconstruct all the roads in Ogun State, not even in 8 years. But we will continue to be inclusive by ensuring that we involved the CDAs, CDCs, our KBACs, council chairmen, House of Assembly, councillors, geologists, in deciding which roads are of priority to our people. We have so many other roads that we consider here, but because there's so much deficit in the infrastructure development in this area, at times it appears as if we're not reconstructing them as fast as they want us to. But my pledge is that I've come here today to see for myself. There are 2 roads that are considerably important to our people. First of all, the Denro-Ishashi-Akute have given the contractor a marching order that road must be completed in the next 2 weeks. Asphalted, the bridge completed.
The governor also assured residents that Alagbole-Ajuwon and Akute-Ajuwon roads will soon get desired attention. Other roads to be awarded include Giwa Okearo Road and some section of Akute-Ijoko Road and a segment of Ijoko Road leading to Yakoyo.
I do not make empty promises. Now, within the next 2 weeks, maximum 3 weeks, active construction will start on this road, Alagbole-Ajuwon and Akute-Ajuwon.
Traditional rulers, community leaders, politicians and some residents of the area joined the governor during the inspection. The governor has emphasized the importance of good roads to economic development and well-being of the people. He made this known during the inspection of the 20-kilometer Agbara-Rusada-Aton Road in Ado-Water local government. While narrating the efforts made by the Ogun and Lagos State government to take over and reconstruct the Lagos-Sango-Ota-Abeokuta Expressway, Governor Abiodun said they were frustrated by the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari. He said the request was eventually granted by the administration of President Bola Tinubu, but due to stiff opposition from some federal officials on the transfer, Ogun State Government was forced to formally award the contract in May this year with or without the necessary transfer papers.
All our efforts to take over that road were frustrated. That road kept on going from bad to worse. Our president sometime, I think in April, at the Federal Executive Council, pronounced that the road should be transferred to Ogun State Government. You are all very excited. When it was not forthcoming, as a responsible administration, we decided that with or without the formal papers, and I'm saying this for the records, I remain to be controverted. With or without papers, we will go ahead and take over that road. So we went into our State Executive Council and we awarded that contract. That contract has been awarded since, I think, May of this year.
On Aton Lusada Agbara Road, Governor Abiodun said the road was impassable when he came on board, and after waiting endlessly, he decided to commence the reconstruction. He said the first phase of the road would be completed in September this year.
The trucks, trailers that are coming from the port can enjoy the dual carriageway, easily, go in and out, effortlessly, so we can increase productivity and enhance the operations, and now focus on one lane beyond the OPIC entrance, all the way to Waton first.
He informed residents that most of the negative content shared about his administration on social media was sponsored to distract him or tarnish his image, but assured residents that he would not get tired of facilitating development across the state. Kazim Olowe, TVC News, Agbara.
All right, our senior reporter there, Kazim Olowe. Gentlemen, well, do you think with how terrible those roads are, the governor should still be promising?
Well, I think there are certain basic things we need to get right. Ogun State, most likely, I think my colleague will know better, will be the second most industrialized state after Lagos State. Mm-hmm. A lot of industries are moving to Lagos. I mean, from Lagos to State. That's an advantage of, it's not a landlocked country, it has access to the Atlantic Ocean. So, and when you are talking about Ogun State, you are talking about the state where they produce Awolowo, they produce two former heads of states and president, they produce a vice president, produce people like Shoyinka, the Kuti family. So, this state should not be made to suffer affliction. I think, I don't want to impose the character of anybody, but any political leaders should listen to criticisms, especially when those criticisms are made to help them. Mm. If you look at where Ogun State is today, if there are good roads, it's to the advantage of that state, because it means more industries will relocate from Lagos to Ogun State. I not widely travel in Ogun State, but one thing I know is this. If you are coming from Ibadan, from your state, then you get to Ogun State, then immediately you are getting to Lagos. It's as if you are in a different world. With all the dirty things, bad roads. If you are coming through Epe from Sango, from Ogun State, entering Lagos, immediately you get to Ogun State. It's like you are entering, in fact, a place where people are fighting war. Through Epe to Lagos, if you are entering Ogun State, you say, what kind of state is this? Bad roads everywhere. And now, I have a lot of friends who are relocating from Akute. Or they build 5 houses there, they can't live there. They are moving to Lagos to rent 2-bedroom apartment. So, the question of roads, Ogun State generates 130 billion naira IGR in 2023. And I also know that what you are getting from federal government is not small. Mm. So I think roads should be priority. Because at the end of the day, if you are governor for 8 years, you are going to be ordinary citizen very soon. Mm-hmm. You will go out, people will meet you, and they will point fingers at you that, what did you do for your people? So if he has done beautiful things, he has not done enough in the area of roads. Mm-hmm. Enough that people can notice him and then commend him. So I think if you look at Ogun State too, a lot of advantages, 16,000 square kilometers, so huge. 6.3 million people. You understand the point? Access, very close to Benin Republic. Then you have a lot of industry. So what is absent is creative thinking. If not, Ogun State is in a position to generate enough money to build super highways that will link up with Lagos. So the state is not tapping the potentials that it has in getting close to Lagos, the affinity it has to Lagos. I think Ogun State is not tapping it. I believe a lot of Nigerians, a lot of people live in Ogun State, are not happy with the state of roads. So he needs to do more to make people to change their attitude towards what he's doing as far as road construction is concerned.
Well, okay, let me ask Mr. Odotu, do you think this is lack of creativity or what Yorubas call talomamumi?
Well, when we look at what has happened in that, I think it's a matter of choices these politicians. Some of them want to follow the rule or the saying of the Yoruba people, that if you give a madman a hoe, the first thing he's going to do is to farm towards his own self, on one side. Number two is that we don't even have regards for the people who we should take as voters, people who put us in power, who put us in office. When you look at that axis that we are talking about, it has a huge population that can determine the fate of any governor in that state. But because there is a way we do the abracadabra during elections, we don't pay attention to them. Because that area, that axis, this Alagbole-Akute and the rest up to Songo, and then you go to Idiroko. When you go there, you know that before maybe the last 1 year, that place was hugely populated and could determine the fate of any administration. But we don't have regard for them because we know how we do it. And the results of any election will always come out the way we want it to come out. For me, I think this government should also ask questions. Just like the one that will come after, it's also going to ask it question. What did the last administration do with all the bonds it secured to do these roads? We saw some bridges uncompleted. Towards the end of that administration, there was this outcry that it was trying to take 100 billion naira bond. Before then, it had taken one that was put at about 60 billion. What happened to all of them? What did they do with it? Did it go through? What was it spent on? We should begin to ask our leaders questions. But for Lagos State Government, the road around AIT linking up to Songo would have also been in a very terrible state. Lagos even did it and went even into the Ogun State end in order to safeguard its own development on this side. Because if the government at that time did not do it up to that point, it would have destroyed whatever it achieved on this side of the. So the government owes people explanation. What happened? Is it that you don't have value for human life? About 10 years ago was when I said it, when I used to go through the Ijuwe-Ishaga road, that if government should develop that area into Akute and all the rest, people don't need to struggle for houses in Lagos again. Because you have huge expanse of land where people were building at some point. At least if I don't know, I know of about 4 or 5 journalists who have run away from that side. Some have built houses here, some have gone to rent houses. They are still trying to sell the houses they have there, but they can't because nobody is going there again. One person told me a story that the day they were going to take somebody to go and inspect the house was the day it rained. And then that was how the whole thing ended. Meaning that we have potentials there. Can our people not see? Can we not think? People pay you taxes, staying in that axis, and you can make more from there if the roads are good. So we need to start asking our people questions, including this government that is in power now. What are you doing with the resources of the people that you cannot reach out to those from whom you get these taxes?
I think Ogun people have really tried, and it's high time they started asking questions.
Exactly.
They demand answers.
They need it.